Okay, guess who's not getting any sleep? It's me.
All of his co-workers were gone.
I missed the button. It was one click. This one click ruined my life.
When Stanley came to
I am
to open door,
speechless.
correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well.
But I'm
Perhaps he wanted
determined
to stop by the employee lounge first,
and
just to
desperate.
admire it.
Desperate for
The lounge was
validation.
sublime, a work of art, but eager to get back to business.
Okay, 4 hours. How much?
Left.
I'm gonna do this until like 5 a.m. I was so... Okay, I wasn't close. I would have done that for another 2 hours. But oh my god, no. No. This is actually so upsetting. No, no, I was so confident in my abilities as well. Okay. No, you can't stop me. You can't stop me.
Incredible he wasn't 5 years ago.
Ah,
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here.
this is bullying.
I realize that investing your trust in someone else.
Okay, I'm just incompetent apparently, but still.
The story has been about nothing but you all this time.
We can do this.
Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero?
Okay, wait, let me switch music because I don't like the music I'm listening to right now.
Bad to happen to you? What?
Okay, guys, I genuinely apologize because that was sad, and it made me sad actually,
Let me prove that I'm on your
because,
side. Give me a chance.
oh my god, I 2 hours, I was sitting here 2 hours just clicking my little mouse, clicking the little button, and then that happens, and then just...
Now listen carefully, this is important. Stanley walked through the red door.
This is red. Honestly, I'm thinking about just continuing this
Perhaps you
another
thought so. Stanley walked through the
day,
red door.
but
still don't think we
I
communicated
can't.
properly. All right,
I really
fine.
set my mind to this.
You wanna know so
What
badly
will I
what's out
talk
there?
about
You
for
wanna
2
find out what
hours?
lies at the end
For
of this
another 2
lonely,
hours?
chosen world? Don't let me stop you. You see?
Oh my god, guys,
You finished building this section of the map because you were never supposed to be here in the first place.
this is the saddest thing that ever happened to me.
Developer textures. Is this what you had wanted? Was it worth ruining the entire story I had written out specifically for you? Do you not think I put a lot of time into that? Because I did. And in the end, it was all for nothing.
It's
Because
okay.
This is what you wanted to see.
We can do this.
Help
We
me
can do this.
understand me. Help elucidate these strange and
We just
unknowable
need to
desires
believe.
of yours. What would have made this game better? What did you want to see? Vehicles? Skill trees? Work with
okay.
me. You've given me absolutely nothing so far. Tell you what. Let me take a
Okay.
stab in the dark at a new
This is
design
where the
and give
baby
you
is.
some feedback.
Somewhere there.
There we go. A third option. This already feels leaps ahead of where we were before. Go ahead. Okay. I'm
Oh,
going
I
to stop
forgot
you
this
there.
all
Now,
ends up
tell me
here.
about your experience with this new version. Would you say that the game
No, it's
benefited from
actually
allowing
everything
you
is gonna
more
get a
choices?
1.
Feel
I'm
free
pissed.
To be honest. I'm looking for some real critical feedback here. A 1? I mean, I can understand if you had reservations. You saw ways the game could be improved to more fully express itself mechanically and artistically, but a 1? That's not
Yeah,
even
well,
helpful.
fuck you.
What am I supposed to do with that?
I'm sorry, fuck you.
I guess it isn't my place to judge. Here,
You asked for
based
my
on the
opinion.
data from your previous playthrough, I've compiled a new version. And to be perfectly candid, I think I've knocked it out of the park with this one. Let's take a look.
Yeah, I know what, I'm gonna take the orange one. Doesn't matter.
Would you say that competitive leaderboard helped you feel
A 1,
motivated
you-
to keep walking through doors?
You're getting
Again,
a 1.
honest answers, please.
Okay, I would genuinely ask you guys if I should continue this tomorrow, but tomorrow is today. Oh shit, but I'm going to the museum and I need to sleep. Okay, no, I need to...
Hey, I nearly forgot. I've got a
You know,
prototype of
the
a new
grind
game
can't
I've been
stop.
working on, and now would would be a lovely opportunity.
I can't give up.
Some play testing. You wouldn't mind taking a look at it?
No, this is so upsetting actually.
In this game, the baby
This is
crawls
upsetting as
towards
fuck.
danger. You click the button to move him back to the right.
Okay guys,
As he reaches the
another
fire,
2 hours.
fail.
Start
It's a very
now!
meaningful game.
Oh my god, I will be
All about the
finished at
desperation
5 a.m.
of endlessly confronting
But
the
I'll
demands
probably
of
mess
family
up
life.
again.
I
Oh my
think
god,
the
I...
art world will
Okay.
really take notice. But of course, the message of the game only becomes clear once
Okay,
you've been playing it
I
for about
have
4 hours.
officially gone
So why don't
crazy.
you give it 4 hours of play to make sure it's effective. Be sure to keep notes on your experience.
It's okay. Okay, for the first part I technically could watch a movie. I couldn't do that actually. I don't even know how I was... how would that work? Okay, I could just... But then that wouldn't be entertaining for you guys. Well, technically I just want the achievement. But I also want to entertain you guys. A conflict of interest. Oh yeah, by the way, I'm gonna upload this to YouTube if you are getting sick of this after like... But well, I said that multiple times. If you're gonna get sick of this, just watch it on YouTube. I'm gonna edit it and also gonna upload the full VOD. Because I understand that this is quite upsetting. Well, at least I'm not that stressed now because I failed once. What is failing twice? Okay. Guys, this time, this is our time. This time we won't fail at the 2-hour mark and then cry ourselves to sleep. Because that would be pathetic, which is like exactly what we are. Okay, I should speak for myself. What I am. Whoa. If you hear crying noises, don't worry, that's the baby, not me. Okay, I don't think that's how crying works. You know, I'm so upset. I will just throw myself into oblivion. That's a good idea for a video. Throwing myself into oblivion. The video. No, wait, that's a terrible title. Okay. I'm starting to develop a rhythm. Yeah, okay, guys, I decided I won't be getting any sleep until I finish this. Okay, I have to stay up until 5 a.m. Okay, game. If this is what you want, then you're gonna get that. You're gonna get that. You. This better be worth it. Even if it's just like a warm feeling of success. Do you guys have any recommendations what songs I can learn to play on my bass guitar? Because I'm bored. Okay, no, I'm not bored. I just Search for talking topics. Quite impressive, I know. Conversations. My thing, guys. My thing. Oh god. You know, I just keep thinking back to the moment this baby burned to death. And it makes me want to burn that baby to death myself. Because why? Why would you do that? Why would you do that to me? I don't like this. I don't like you. I don't like babies. You know, if someone asks me why I don't want to have children, I'll keep saying it's because they want to set themselves on fire. Because that's technically true. For this baby. Just every baby then, I guess. I will... I am slowly losing my sanity. Yippee. You know, there are probably like two kinds of people. Okay, maybe two kinds of people are watching this. The people that are preying on my downfall. By the way, it worked. And the people that genuinely want me to finish this and were really sad when it didn't work. Honestly, I like you more. The preying on my downfall type, that's me already. Can't have two of them. Okay. I genuinely could have read The Great Gatsby by now. I'm a fast reader. Not fast in anything else, but yeah. I will. You know, I'm speechless. For someone who's speechless, I'm talking quite a lot, honestly, but still. Oh gosh. Oh god. This baby's making fun of me. That's mean. You know, it's kind of sad playing a game for 2 hours, being halfway through, and having to restart the whole thing. Especially if the whole thing is just pressing a button. What kind of loser? And you know, I'm just staring. I'm not even looking at the screen right now. I'm just looking at the wall and questioning every single choice I've made in my life. Because what the hell is this? Oh, great, I have to go to the toilet. Wait, can I? Yeah, you can. Okay. I'm less anxious right now because I am aware of that I failed once before. I'll be right back. I will Yes, I'm having a stroke actually. Be right back. Okay, sorry. I'm back. Starting soon. Shit, I want to go soon. You know what is sad? I just walked straight into a cabinet. I don't know how I managed to do that. I walked out of my door and then I just straight up against the fucking cabinet. My day is getting better and better. By the way, I can see the chat now. So if you guys want to talk to me. Oh god, I appreciate this. I appreciate the support. The spiritual support. This better be worth it, like genuinely. I want a miracle to happen. A miracle. You are the miracle, baby. You're Jesus. This is baby Jesus. Not really. I doubt that. Looks weirdly. I don't think Jesus looked like that. I don't even believe in Jesus. What the fuck am I talking about? Oh god. We have been doing this for 50 minutes. Just another 3 hours and 45 minutes. I am hyped, guys. What about you? What about you? You know what? just had a great idea. Wait a minute. I... I'm gonna read to you guys. Because, honestly, I could have just read The Great Gatsby. I probably should have... But who wants to read The Great Gatsby? Not me. What the fuck does the... Okay. A spectre is haunting Europe, the spectre of communism. All the powers of old Europe have entered into a holy alliance to exorcise this spectre. Pope and Tsar, Metternich and Guizot, French radicals and German police spies. Where is the party in opposition that has not been decried as communistic by its opponents in power? Where is the opposition that has not hurled back the branding reproach of communism against the more advanced opposition parties, as well as against its reactionary adversaries? I'm sorry, guys. I can't do this anymore. I'm going insane. Yippee! Two things result from this fact. 1. Communism is already acknowledged by all European powers to be itself a power. 2. It is high time that communists should openly, in the face of the whole world, publish their views, their aims, their tendencies, and meet the nursery tale of the spectre of communism with a manifesto of the party itself. To this end, communists of various nationalities have assembled in London and sketched the following manifesto to be published in the English, French, German, Italian, Flemish, and Danish language. Bourgeoisie and proletarians. Bourgeois and proletarians. I don't know how to pronounce that in English. Bourgeoisie. Bourgeois. Proletarians. The history of all hitherto, God, I hate words, existing society is the history of class struggles, freeman and slave, patrician and plebeian, lord and serf, guildmaster and journeyman. In a word, oppressor and oppressed stood in constant opposition with one another, carried on an uninterrupted, now hidden, now open fight, a fight that each time ended either in 1. By bourgeoisie is meant the class... Oh, wait, no, that's like explanation. That's the explanation. Should I read the explanations? Okay, I guess I will. Bourgeoisie. By bourgeoisie is meant the class of modern capitalists, owners of the means of social production and employers of wage labor. By proletariat, the class of modern wage laborers who, having no means of production of their own, are reduced to selling their labor power in order to live. Engels, 1888, English edition. 2. That is... Wait, what is 2? Society. Okay, society. What is society? Please tell me. That is all written history. In 1847, the prehistory of society, a social organization existing previous to recorded history, all but unknown. Since then, August von Haxthausen, 1792 to 1866, discovered common ownership of land in Russia. George Ludwig von Maurer proved it to be the social foundation from which all Teutonic races started in history, and by village communities were found to be or to have been the primitive form of society everywhere from India to Ireland. The inner organization of this primitive communistic society was laid bare in its typical form by Lewis Henry Morgan's 1818 to 1861. Crowning discovery of the true nature of the gens and its relation to the tribe with the dissolution of primal communities, society begins to be differentiated into separate and finally antagonistic classes. I have attempted to retrace a dissolution in The Origin of the Family, Private man, no, okay. I just need to say property, private property and the state, 2nd edition, Stuttgart, 1886. Engels, 1888, English edition, and 1819, German edition, with the last sentence omitted. 3. Guildmaster, that is, a full member of a guild, a master within, not head of a guild. Engels, 1888, English edition. Okay, we were that fight each time ended either in a revolutionary reconstitution of society at large or in the common ruin of the contending classes. In the earlier epochs of history, we find almost everywhere a complicated arrangement of society into various orders, a manifold gradation of social rank. In ancient Rome, we have patricians, knights, plebeians. I'm sorry, I can't really pronounce a lot of these words, which is probably not good because I'm gonna read this thing to you until my phone dies. Slaves in the Middle Ages, feudal lords, vassals, guildmasters, journeymen, apprentices, serfs, in almost all of these classes again subordinate gradations. The modern bourgeois society that has sprouted from the ruins of feudal society has not done away with class antagonism. It has but established new classes, new conditions of oppression, new forms of struggle in place of old ones. Our epoch, the epoch of bourgeoisie, possesses, however, this distinct feature. It has simplified class antagonism. Society as a whole is more and more splitting up into two great hostile camps, into two great classes directly facing each other, bourgeoisie and proletariat. I'm gonna pronounce some of these words really German because this was written in German. And I know I read the book in German. So, yeah. And proletariat. From the serfs of the Middle Ages sprang the chartered burghers of the earliest towns. From these burgesses, the first elements of the bourgeoisie were developed. The discovery of America, the rounding of the Cape, opened up fresh ground, the rising bourgeoisie. The East Indian and Chinese markets, the colonization of America, trade with colonies, the increase in the means of exchange and commodities generally gave to commerce, to navigation, to industry, an impulse never before known, and thereby to the revolutionary element in tottering feudal society, a rapid development. A feudal system of industry in which industrial production was monopolized by closed guilds now no longer sufficed for the growing wants of the new markets. The manufacturing system took its place. The guild masters were pushed on one side by the manufacturing middle class. The division of labor between the different corporate guilds vanished in the face of the division. I'm sorry, I just got a notification from Steam. Wait, where was I? Something... vanished in the face of the division of labor, each single workshop. Meantime, the markets kept ever growing, the demand ever rising. Even manufacturers no longer sufficed. There are pawns. Steam. Oh my god, it said Steam and then I got a Steam notification. This is crazy, man. I again forgot where I am. Wait, where? Steam and machinery revolutionized industrial production. The place of manufacture was taken by the giant modern industry, the place of the industrial middle class by industrial millionaires, the leaders of the whole industrial armies, the modern bourgeois. Modern industry has established the world market for which the discovery of America paved the way. This market has given an immense development to commerce, to navigation, to communication by land. This development has in its turn reacted on the extension of the industry, and in proportion as industry, commerce, navigations, railways extended, in the same proportion the bourgeoisie developed, increased its capital, and pushed into the background every class handed down from the Middle Ages. We see, therefore, how the modern bourgeoisie is itself the product of a long course of development, of a series of revolutions in the modes of production and of exchange. Each step in the development of the bourgeoisie was accompanied by a corresponding political advance of that class, an oppressed class under the sway of the feudal nobility, an armed self-governing association in a medieval commune. Here, independent urban republic, as in Italy and Germany, their taxable third estate of the monarchy, as in France. Boo, the French. I'm gonna add some stuff, because why not? Why not? Boo, the French isn't in the Communist Manifesto. It should be. Afterwards, in the period of manufacturing proper, serving either the semi-feudal or the absolute monarchy as a counterpoise against the nobility, and in fact cornerstone of the great monarchies in general, the bourgeoisie has at last, since the establishment of modern industry and of the world market, conquered for itself in the modern representative state exclusive political sway. The executive of the modern state is but a comedy for managing the common affairs of the whole bourgeoisie. The bourgeoisie historically has played the most revolutionary part. The bourgeoisie, wherever it has got the upper hand, has put an end to all feudal, patriarchal, idealic relations. It has pitilessly torn asunder and motely feudal ties that bound man to its natural superiors, and has left remaining no other nexus between man and man than naked self-interest, than callous cash payment. It has drowned the most heavenly ecstasies of religious favor, of chivalrous enthusiasm, of Philistine sentimentalism. In the icy water of egoistical calculation, it has resolved personal worth into exchange value and its place of the numberless I'm in for the long haul. Indivisible charted. Wait, I'm gonna let you talk.
I hate you and your art. I hope this baby burns to death by its own hand.
Sentimentalism and the icy water of egoistical calculation. It has resolved personal worth into exchange value, and in place of the numberless indefeasible chartered freedoms, has set up that single unconscionable freedom, free trade, in one word for exploitation, veiled by religious and political illusions. It has substituted naked, shameless, direct, brutal exploitation. The bourgeoisie has stripped of its halo every occupation hitherto honored and looked up to with reverent awe. It has converted the physician, the lawyer, the priest, the poet, the man of science into its paid wage laborers. The bourgeoisie has torn away from the family its sentimental veil and has reduced the family relation to a mere money relation. The bourgeoisie has disclosed how it came to pass that the brutal display of vigor in the Middle Ages, which reactionaries so much admire, found its fitting complement in the most slothful indolence and It has been the first to show that man's activity can bring about. It has accomplished wonders far surpassing Egyptian pyramids, Roman aqueducts, and Gothic cathedrals. It has conducted expeditions that put to shade all former exoduses of nations and crusades. By the way, sometimes I'm really just guessing on how to pronounce stuff, so it could be that I'm just talking bullshit. I'm not talking bullshit though, I'm talking Communist Manifesto. I'm talking communism. I feel like this is kind of a double standard. Not really. I'm just reading. Hey, after that we can begin to read The Great Gatsby. Isn't that a great idea? No, it's not. It sounds like torture. The bourgeoisie cannot exist without constantly revolutionizing the instruments of production and thereby the relation of production, and with them the whole relations of society. Conservation of the old modes of production, unaltered forms, was, on the contrary, the first condition of existence for all early industrial classes. Constant revolutionizing of production, uninterrupted disturbance of all social conditions, everlasting uncertainty and agitation distinguished the bourgeois epoch from all earlier ones. All fixed, fast-frozen relations with their train of ancient and venerable prejudices and opinions are swept away. All new-formed ones become antiquated before they can ossify. All that is solid melts into air, all that is holy is profaned, and man is at last compelled to face with sober senses his real conditions of life and his relations with his kind. The need of a constantly expanding market for its products chases the bourgeoisie over the entire surface of the globe. It must nestle everywhere, settle everywhere, establish connections everywhere. The bourgeoisie has, through its exploitation of the world market, given the cosmopolitan character to production and consumption in every country. To the great chagrin of reactionists, it has torn from under the feet of industry the national grounds on which it stood. All old established national industries have been destroyed or are daily being destroyed. They are dislodged by new industries whose introduction becomes a life and death question for all civilized nations. By industries that no longer work up indigenous raw material, but raw materials drawn from the remotest zones. Industries whose products are consumed not only at home but in every quarter of the globe, in place of the old ones satisfied by the production of the country. We find new ones requiring for their satisfaction the products of distant lands and climes. In place of the old local and national seclusion and self-sufficiency, we have intercourse in every direction, universal interdependence of nations. What nations? Oh my god, I can't even read nations. I can't even... This is getting sad, I can't even read nations. I hope you guys are enjoying the Communist Manifesto, by the way. Oh, I just kicked my desk. Nations. And as in material, as also in intellectual production, the intellectual creations of individual nations become common property. National one-sidedness and narrow-mindedness become more and more impossible, and from the numerous national and local literatures, there arises a world literature. The bourgeoisie, by the rapid improvement of all instruments of production, by the immensely facilitated means of communication, draws all, even the most barbarian nations, into civilization. The cheap prices of commodities are the heavy artillery with which it batters down all the Chinese walls, with which it forces the barbarians' intensely obstinate hatred of foreigners to capitulate. It compels all nations on pain of extinction to adopt the bourgeois mode of production. It compels them to introduce what it calls civilization into their midst, i.e. to become bourgeois to become bourgeois themselves. There wasn't even an X in that word. I don't know how I just messed that one up. In one word, it creates a world after its own image. The bourgeoisie has subjected the country to the rule of the towns. It has created enormous cities, has greatly increased the urban population as compared. Wait, my head itches. My face itches. Okay. Yeah, that was pretty interesting for you guys, I know. It has created enormous cities, has greatly increased the urban population as compared with the rural, and has thus rescued a considerable part of the population from the idiocy of rural life. Just as it made the country dependent on the towns, so it has made barbarians and semi-barbarian countries dependent on civilized ones. Nations of peasants on nations of bourgeois, the east on the west. The bourgeoisie keeps more and more doing away with scattered state of the population, of the means of production, and of property. It has agglomerated population, centralized the means of production. It has concentrated property into a few hands. The necessary consequence of this was political centralization. Independent or but loosely connected provinces with separate interests, laws, governments, and systems of taxation became lumped together into one nation, with one government, one code of laws, one national class interest, one frontier, and one custom tariff. The bourgeoisie, during its rule of scarce 100 years, has created more massive, more colossal productive forces than all preceding generations together. Subjection of nature forces a man to machinery, application of chemistry to industry and agriculture, steam navigation, railways, electricity. No, not electricity, I think they had that before. Electric telegraphs, clearing the whole continents for cultivation, canalizations of rivers, whole populations conjured out of the ground. What earlier century has had even a presentiment that such productive forces slumbered into the lap of social labor. Sorry, my mouth is pretty dry. Why am I doing this to myself? Not the reading. The reading is fun, actually. I mean the clicking. Should I get myself something to drink? Maybe I can even extinguish the fire. Maybe I should try to extinguish the fire with the baby. Yeah, no, we already tried that, it didn't work. I wish it would have worked. Okay, wait. Where did we leave off? We see then the means of production and of exchange on whose foundation the bourgeoisie built itself up were generated in feudal society. At a certain stage in the development of these means of production and of exchange, the conditions under which feudal society produced and exchanged the feudal organization of agriculture and manufacturing industry. In one word, it's never one word. It's always like two sentences. Okay, it's mostly one sentence, but one sentence is still not a word. The feudal relations of property became no longer compatible with the altered, developed productive forces. They became so many fetters, they had to be burst asunder. They were burst asunder? What? Is that a word? Is that a word? It's in a book. I assume it is. That sometimes I ask such stupid questions. Which is quite obvious. Okay. Wait, where was I? Oh, another stupid question. Great. There we go. Into that place stepped free competition accompanied by a social and political constitution adapted in it. and the economic and political sway of the bourgeois class. A similar movement is going on before our own eyes. Modern bourgeois society, with its relations of production, of exchange, and of property, a society that conjured up such gigantic means of production and of exchange, is like the sorcerer who is no longer able to control the powers of the nether world, whom he has called up by his spell. Are we talking about Minecraft, Netherworld? Called up by his spells? That sounds like Minecraft to me. There we have it, ladies and gentlemen. Karl Marx invented Minecraft. Thank you. And I thought the greatest thing you invented was communism. Okay, he didn't invent communism, but that's besides the point. He invented Minecraft, which is almost the same. Anyway, for many decades past the history of industry, the commerce is but the history of the world of modern productive forces, against modern conditions of production, against the property relations that are the conditions for the existence of the bourgeois, and of its rule. It is enough to mention the commercial crisis that by their periodical return put the existence of the entire bourgeois society on its trial, each time more threateningly. In these crises, a great part not only of the existing products, but also of the previously created productive forces are periodically destroyed. Interesting. In these crises, there breaks out an epidemic that, in all earlier epochs, would have seemed an absurdity, the epidemic of overproduction. Society suddenly finds itself put back into a state of momentary momentary barbara. Okay, no. It appears as its famine, a universal war of devastation, had cut off the supply of every means of subsistence. Industry and commerce seem to be destroyed. And why? Because there's too much civilization, too much means of substance, too much industry, too much commerce. The productive forces are... There is no R. The productive forces at the disposal of society no longer tend to further the development of the conditions of bourgeois property. On the contrary, they have become too powerful for these conditions, by which they are fettered, and so soon as they overcome these fetters, they bring disorder into the whole bourgeois society, endanger the existence of bourgeois property. The conditions of bourgeois society are too narrow to compromise the wealth created by them. And how does the bourgeois get over these crises? On the one hand, by enforced destruction of a mass of productive forces, on the other, by the conquest of new markets and by more thorough exploitation of the old ones, that is to say, by paving the way for more extensive and more destructive crises, and by diminishing the means whereby crises are prevented. Well, that sounds not good. Really? Wow. The weapons which with the bourgeoisie felled feudalism to its ground are now turned against the bourgeoisie itself. But not only has the bourgeoisie forged the weapons that brings death to itself, it has also called into existence the men who are to wield those weapons, the modern working class, the proletarians, in proportion as the bourgeoisie capital is developed, i.e., capital is developed in the same proportion the proletariat, the modern working class developed a class of laborers who live only so long as they find work, and who find work only so long as the labor increases capital. These laborers who must sell themselves piecemeal are commodity, like every other article of commerce. and are consequently exposed to all the vicissitudes of competition, to all the fluctuations of the market, owing to the extensive use of machinery and to the division of labor. The work of the proletarians has lost all individual character and consequently all charm for the workman. He becomes an appendage of the machine, and it is only the most simple, most monotonous, and most easily acquired knack that is required of him. Hence, the cost of production of a workman is restricted almost entirely to the means of substance that he requires for maintenance and for the propagation of his race. But the price of a commodity, and therefore also labor, is equal to its costs of production. In proportion, therefore, as repulsiveness of the work increases, the wage decreases. Nay, more in proportion. Yeah, okay. By the way, I loved it. Nay, more. Nay. I love that. Nay, more in proportion as the use of machinery and division of labor increases. In the same proportion, the burden of toil also increases, whether by prolongation of the working hours, by the increase of the work exacted in a given time, or by increased speed of machinery, etc. Modern industry has converted the little workshop of the patriarchal master into a great factory of the industrial capitalists. Masses of laborers crowded into the factory are organized like soldiers, as privates of the industrial army. They are placed under the command of a perfect hierarchy of officers and sergeants. Not only are they slaves of the bourgeois class and of the bourgeois state, they are daily and hourly enslaved by the machine, by the overlooker, and above all, by the individual bourgeois manufacturer himself. The more openly the despotism proclaims gain to be its end and aim, the more petty, the more hateful, and the more embittering it is. The less skill and exertion of strength implied in manual labor, in other words, the more modern industry becomes developed, the more is labor of men superseded by that of women. Differences of age and sex have no longer any distinctive social validity for the working class. All are instruments of labor, more or less expensive to use according to the age and sex. No sooner is the exploitation of the laborer by the manufacturers so far at an end that it receives the wages in cash, and he is set upon by the other portions of bourgeoisie, the landlord, the shopkeeper, the pawnbroker, etc. The lower strata of the middle class, the small tradespeople, shopkeepers, and retired tradesmen, generally the handicraftsmen and peasants, all these sink gradually into the proletariat. Proletariat. I like to pronounce it in German. It sounds nicer in my eyes. Because if I read it in English, I always try to pronounce it super fast, which is not good. Okay, wait. We've been doing this for nearly another hour, right? This is good. I am again questioning what I'm doing. But I don't want to just give up, even though I'm really fucking tired. The lower strata of the middle class, the small tradespeople, shopkeepers, and retired tradesmen, generally the handicraftsmen and peasants, all these sink gradually into the proletariat, partly because their diminutive capital does not suffice for the scale on which modern industry is carried on, and is swamped in its competition with the large capitalists, partly because their specialized skill is rendered worthless by new methods of production. Thus the proletariat, it's so much easier in German. Just saying, is recruited from all classes of the population. The proletariat goes through various stages of development. With its birth begins the struggle with the bourgeoisie. At first the contest is carried on by individual laborers, then by the workpeople of a factory, then by the operative of one trade in one locality against the individual bourgeois who directly exploits them. They direct their attacks not against the bourgeois condition of production, but against the instruments of production themselves. They destroy important wares that compete with the labor. They smash to pieces machinery. They set factories ablaze. They seek to destroy by force the vanished status of the workmen of the Middle Ages. Oh wait, I like that song. Oh my god, I just looked away for a second. Okay, guys, I'm probably gonna die of a heart attack. Maybe I should have done that when I'm not sleep deprived as fuck. Or whilst I'm reading the Communist Manifesto. Though I don't think that is the problem. And I'm genuinely discussing with myself right now if I should just really continue this another time. But then I have to do this again for 4 hours, and I've already been like nearly doing this for another hour. I think like 45 minutes could fit. And you know, I don't really want to give up, because it feels like giving up. You know, the moment that the button didn't press, it's gonna haunt me forever. It's gonna haunt me forever, guys. At this state of labor, still at this stage, the laborers still form an incoherent mass scattered over the world country and broken up by their mutual competition. If anything, they unite to form more compact bodies. This is not yet the consequence of their own active unionism. Unionism? Is that even a word? Probably, I can't say it, so it's a word. But of the union of the bourgeoisie, which class, in order to attain its own political ends, is compelled to set the whole proletariat in motion, and is moreover yet for a time able to do so. At this stage, therefore, the proletarians do not fight their enemies, but the enemies of their enemies, the remnants of absolute monarchy, the landowners, the non-industrial bourgeois, the petty bourgeois. Thus the whole historical movement is concentrated in the hands of bourgeoisie. Every victory is so obtained is a victory for the bourgeoisie. Wait, how far am I? You know, this time I can't even look at my stream and guess how far, like how long I've been doing this. So I can just guess. Okay, wait. Okay, we're really just gonna say I've been doing this for an hour. Again. again is just upsetting. 3 more hours. I said 5 a.m. So that should actually fit. And hey, I don't have anything better to do anyway, besides maybe sleep. But that's overrated. Am I right, guys? By the way, go to sleep. If you're watching this at night, go to sleep. That's not a responsible thing to do. You can't just stay up all night. That's not okay. Who would do that? What kind of person would possibly do that to me? But with the development of industry, the proletariat, it's just okay. I'm gonna rant. Okay, for a second I'm gonna rant in German because this fucks me up so hard. Es ist so leicht, es in Deutsch zu sagen. Now I can't even say it in German. No, I can't do. Okay. The English language is there to fuck with me. Proletariat. Die Bourgeoisie. Proletariat. No, it's gone. I can't speak German anymore. I think I took that going crazy a little bit too literal. Okay, wait. Let me try again. Okay, no, I'm dying. Proletariat. I fucking hate this. Okay, I'm definitely... You know, I was thinking about actually censoring all the times I swear because I want to see if YouTube actually just is gonna be nicer to my videos. But, yeah, no, I'm not gonna do that. You know, I never had any problems pronouncing proletariat before I started reading this in English. I have the slight feeling the English language is at fault, not me. Don't we agree? Just agree with me, please. I need to feel better about myself. Proletariat. Das Proletariat. Die Bourgeoisie. Great job. I'm so awesome. I can pronounce words again. Bad news. I forgot where I am. I'm just gonna start again. Okay, so this is an hour. Okay, we've done this for an hour. Okay, we can do this, guys. We can do this. But with the development of industry, okay, yeah, for love, desperation. But with the development of industry, the proletariat not only increases in number, it becomes concentrated in greater masses, its strength grows, and it feels that strength more. The various interests and conditions of life within the ranks of the proletariat are more and more equalized in proportion as machinery obliterates. I love the word obliterates. It's amazing. All this distinctions of labor and nearly everywhere reduces wages to the same low level. That is indeed, actually. That's true. It's just how it is. But it doesn't have to be like that. Fellow comrades, unite. What? No? Oh, okay. The increasing improvements of machine... I just... Did someone... Did you guys just hear a voice? Am I imagining stuff? I just heard a voice. Okay, I think I really took the insane and crazy part way too literal. That is awkward. The increasing improvements of machinery, ever more rapidly developing, makes their livelihood more and more precarious. The collisions between individual workmen and individual bourgeois take more and more the character of collisions between two classes. Thereupon, the word thereupon is also so great. There are so many words that are great, but at the same time, I don't like the English language anymore. It's mean to me. It was mean to me. It insulted my mother. How dare it? Thereupon, the workers begin to form combinations, trades unions, against the bourgeois. They clubbed together in order to keep up the rate of wages. They found permanent associations in order to make provision beforehand for these occasional revolts. Here and there, the contrast breaks out into riots. Now and then the workers are victorious, but only for a time. The real fruit of their battles lies not in the immediate result, but in the ever-expanding union of the workers. The union is helped on by the improved means of communication that are created by modern industry, and that place the workers of different localities in contact with one another. It was just this contact that was needed to centralize the numerous local struggles, all of the same character, into one national struggle between classes. But every class struggles as a political struggle, and that unionism to attain which the burghers of the Middle Ages, with their miserable highways, required centuries, the modern proletarian, thanks to railways, achieve in a few years. So we went from centuries to years. Okay, centuries are also years, but a few years? You know? The organization of the proletariana into a class, and consequently into a political party, is continually being upset again by the competition between the workers themselves. But it ever rises up again, stronger, firmer, mightier. It compels legislative I think I'm starting to imagine words. Recognition of particular interests of the workers by taking advantage of the divisions among the bourgeoisie itself. Thus, the 10-hour bills in England was carried. Altogether, collisions between the classes of the old society further, in many ways, the course of development of the proletariat. The bourgeoisie finds itself involved in a constant battle, at first with the aristocracy, later on with those portions of the bourgeoisie itself whose interests have become antagonistic, another great word, to the progress of industry. At all time with the bourgeoisie of foreign countries. In all these battles it sees itself compelled to appeal to the proletariat, to ask for help, and thus to drag it into the political arena. The bourgeoisie itself therefore supplies the proletariat, with its own elements of political and general education. In other words, it furnishes the proletariat with weapons for fighting the bourgeoisie. Wow, I did that so great. Ah, yes. I love the voices. The fucking voices. Wait, when did I put the sticker there? No, the sticker was on my... How did I put it down there? My brain is mush. That's nothing new, but still. You know, if I didn't mess up, I would have to do this for like another 35 minutes. And then I would have been done. And then I could have laughed and cried from relief. But no, of course not. Of course I had to pass it on. Yeah, as you can tell, I'm still upset. I'm never gonna let this go. I need years of therapy to get over it. Further, as we have already seen, entire sections of the ruling class are, by the advance of industry, precipitated into the proletariat, or are at least threatened in their conditions of existence. These also supply the proletariat with fresh elements of enlightenment and progress. Finally, in times when the class struggle nears the decisive hour, the progress of dissolution going on within the ruling class, in fact within the whole range of old society, assumes such a violent, glaring character that a small section of the ruling class cuts itself adrift and joins the revolutionary class, the class that holds the future in its hands, just as therefore, at an earlier period, a section of the nobility went over to the bourgeoisie, so now a portion of the bourgeoisie goes over to the proletariat, and in particular a portion of the bourgeoisie ideologists who have raised themselves to a level of comprehending theoretical the historical movement as a whole. Of all the classes that stand face to face with the bourgeoisie today, the proletariat alone is a really revolutionary class. The other classes decay and finally disappear in the face of modern industry. The proletariat is its special and essential product. The lower middle class, the small manufacturers, the shopkeepers, the artisan, the peasant, all these fight against the bourgeoisie to save them from extinction. To save from extinction their existence as fractions of the middle class. They are therefore not revolutionary, but conservative. Nay more, I am gonna repeat myself, love that. Nay, that sounds like you're a fucking horse. That's amazing. Nay more, they are reactionary, for they try to roll back the wheel of history. If by chance they are revolutionary, they are only so in view of their impending transfer into the proletariat. They thus defend not their present, but their future interests. They desert their own standpoint to place themselves at that of the proletariat. Dangerous class. Lumpenproletariat. Lumpenproletariat. That's the best thing I've heard all day. Okay. Weird question. Would you guys eat the button? If you had the chance, would you just take a bite out of it? Because I know people want to press a big red button because it's a big red button, but would you eat it? Yes, this is an important question. Just look at it. So yummy. You know, I always just randomly get can't get that song out of my head that just goes like, now there's a party in my tummy, so yummy, party in my tummy. Yeah, this song just randomly appears in my mind, and I don't know why, but it won't leave me alone. I can't decide if I like it or not, but I guess it's the latter. Okay, give me a few seconds of silence. From me. Not from you guys. You guys can talk. I can't hear you, so talk as much as you want. Okay, we passed the first hour and a bit more. So we just have to do this like a little bit more. And I can pass the time pretty well whilst reading this awesome PDF form of an awesome book. And then I can panic. I need water. Yeah, that's actually true. When I'm not reading, I can see the chat. But when I'm reading, I can't. And you guys know water is a liquid, and therefore a good old Monster energy drink is a form of water. I'm not just saying that because it's the only drink I have in my room. I am only saying that because it's the only drink I have in my room. Okay, but again... Okay, wait, what? Oh yeah, I wanted to say that it seems so random that there is like a puppy that threatens to just like be eaten by piranhas. Why piranhas? At this point I would have preferred sharks. Like sharks wouldn't eat... Or would they eat a puppy? I guess they could eat a puppy if they want to. But what? Do they want to eat a puppy? Would I want to eat a puppy? I don't think so. Why am I thinking so hard about this? This is kind of weird. The dangerous class, Lumpenproletariat, the social scum. Oh. The passively rotting mass thrown off by the lowest layers of the old society may here and there be swept into the movement by a proletarian revolution. In its conditions of life, however, prepared far more for the part of a bribed tool of reactionary intrigue. In the condition of the proletariat, those of old society at large are already virtually swamped. The proletarian is without property. His relation to his wife and children has no longer anything in common with the bourgeois family relations. Modern industry, labor, modern subjection to capital, the same in England as in France. Boo, the French. I'm just reading what stands there. In America, as in Germany, has stripped him of every trace of national character. Law, morality, religion are to him so many bourgeois prejudices, behind which lurk in ambush just as many bourgeois interests. All the preceding classes that got the upper hand sought to fortify their already acquired status by subjecting society at large to their conditions of appropriation. The proletarians cannot become masters of the productive forces of society except by abolishing their own previous mode of appropriation, and thereby also every other previous mode of appropriation. They have nothing of their own to secure and fortify. Their mission is to destroy all previous securities for and insurances of individual property. Now this is where a lot of people make mistakes when talking about communism. It isn't like nobody owns anything. Like, for example, like a shop would be owned by everyone. Like a bank would be owned by everyone. I'm not good at explaining that shit. But you would still have like private shit. For example, your toothbrush would still be your toothbrush. I don't know where people get the idea from that you have to share your toothbrush with like a bunch of strangers. That's not what communism is. That is living in a cult. Oh shit. Well, that's okay. Oh yeah. Give me a second, sit still. Recording. I've been recording for 1 hour and 20 minutes. Okay. At least nothing from the recording is gone. Yippee, guys. Yippee. Yeah, okay. Thanks for telling me, otherwise I probably really wouldn't have noticed, because it says for me that it's at 3 hours and 39 minutes. Well, at least there's another notification. Oh god. That's like one of the reasons I always record it. And the quality is better. I like how I turned around, because for fuck's sake, why did I do that? All previous historical movements were movements of minorities, in the interest of minorities. The proletarian movement is the self-conscious, independent movement of the immense majority in the interest of the immense majority. The proletariat, the lowest stratum of our present society, cannot stir, cannot raise itself up without the whole supercumbent strata of official society being sprung into the air. Though not in substance, yet in form, the struggle of the proletariat, oh my god, will the bourgeoisie is at first a national struggle. The proletariat of each country must, of course, first of all settle matters with its own bourgeoisie, in depicting the most general phases of the development of the proletariat. We trace the more or less veiled civil war raging within existing society up to the point where that war breaks out into open revolution, and where the violent overthrow of the bourgeoisie lays the foundation for the sway of the proletariat. Let that sink in. Should I just open an energy drink? Wouldn't be very hydrating, but it's better than nothing. And besides, like, the first ingredient listed is water, so it's basically the same as water. I convinced myself. I think it's more called lying to yourself, but whatever. You hear that? That's the sound of a heart attack. Okay. Oh, okay, I needed that so much. And though not in substance, in form. Hitherto every form of society has been based, as we have already seen, on the antagonism of oppressing and oppressed classes. But in order to oppress a class, certain conditions must be assured to it, under which it can, at least, continue its slavish existence, serve in the period of serfdom. Yeah, I can English, you know. Raised himself to membership in the commune, just as the petty bourgeois, under the yoke of the feudal absolutism, managed to develop into a bourgeois. The modern laborer, on the contrary, instead of rising with the process of industry, sinks deeper and deeper below the conditions of existence of his own class. He becomes a pauper. I just wanted to read he becomes a pauper. A pauper. I don't know why, but I find that hilarious. That it doesn't say that, by the way. It just says he becomes a pauper, and pauperism develops more rapidly than population and wealth. And here it becomes evident that the bourgeoisie is unfit any longer to be the ruling class in society and to impose its conditions of existence upon society as an overriding law. It is unfit to rule because it is incompetent to assure an existence to its slave within his slavery, because it cannot help letting him sink into such a state that it has to feed him instead of being fed by him. Society can no longer live under this bourgeoisie. In other words, its existence is no longer compatible with society. We nearly read the first chapter, by the way. The essential conditions for the existence and for the sway of the bourgeois class is the formation and argumentation of capital. The condition for capital is wage labor. Wage labor rests exclusively on competition between laborers. The advance of industry, whose involuntary, how did I mess that up? Involuntary promoter is the bourgeoisie. I don't know why I just stopped. I read that completely correctly. Replaces the isolation of the laborers due to competition by the revolutionary combination. Due to association, the development of modern industry therefore cuts from under its feet the very foundation on which the bourgeoisie produces and appropriates products. What the bourgeoisie therefore produces above all are its own gravediggers. Its fall and the victory of the proletariat are equally inevitable. And then the second chapter starts, but we're gonna make a short break because otherwise I will actually just pass away. And as much as I would love that, I don't think right now is the time. You know, I wanted to make like funny clips. Like I wanted to edit out the funny clips that I just, did. But I don't think I want to do that with like 4 hours of recorded stuff. Because I would have to watch everything. And then think, oh yeah, that's funny. That's funny enough. For my standards. Like the Karl Marx invented Minecraft part, I thought that was funny. I'm hilarious. Yeah. My favorite war. Okay, genuinely I like copper. Well, actually I can... Now I've been thinking about just changing it to my actual age because I'm not gonna be a minor for that long. And honestly, who cares? Nobody cares because at like the beginning of streaming I just wanted to have a little bit more privacy. But who cares? Who cares? Well, I care. I still care. But yeah, I think I like what was I saying? I forgot what I was saying, I'm sorry. Was I talking about copper? Probably. Probably, that sounds weird enough. Proletariat. Proletariat. I can pronounce it in English, so fuck you guys. With love. Yeah, no. You know, I've been streaming for so long, I've even become sick of the music I'm listening to. But at least now I can hear the voices more clearly. Yippee! How loud is my... I can hear that stupid baby out of my headphones. I'm not wearing the headphones. Proletariat. You just say proletariat. And like personally for me it's easier because it's a little bit slower, and for some reason when I speak in English I just talk much faster, and then comes the pronunciation of shit. And obviously it's easier in German because I've been speaking German since I was always. Man, I wanted to say since I'm a baby, but I couldn't speak when I was a baby. But you guys get the vibe. I could also read you guys the Communist Manifesto in German. Because it's right there in my bookshelf. Right next to Franz Kafka, The Trial. Forgot that the baby cries. Oh man. Okay. I'm trying to hype myself up already because we can do that. We can do this. Like genuinely, I know I said it last time that we're awesome and that we can do it, but this time, I'm confident we can do it and we will be able to do it. Am I convincing enough? Am I? I hope so. I'm not convincing myself though. Alright. Now what we have to do. Proletarians and Communists. Chapter 2. In what relation do the Communists stand to the proletarians as a whole? The Communists do not form a separate party opposed to the other working class parties. They have no interests separate and apart from those of the proletariat as a whole. They do not set up any secret sectarian principles of their own. Okay, cool. By which to shape and mold the proletarian movement. Proletariat. No, I still like it better in German. The Communists are distinguished from the other working class parties by this only. 1. In the national struggles of the proletarians of the different countries, they point out and bring to the front the common interests of the entire proletariat. independently of all nationality. Second, in the various stages of development which the struggle of the working class against the bourgeoisie has to pass through, they always and everywhere represent the interests of the movement as a whole. As a hole in the wall, no, as a whole. There was something I wanted to say. Well, guess we'll never know. The communists, therefore, on the one hand, practically the most advanced and resolute selection of the working class parties of every country, that section which pushes forward all others. On the other hand, theoretically, they have over the great mass of the proletariat the advantage of clearly understanding the lines of march, the conditions and the ultimate general results of the proletarian movement. The immediate aim of the communists is the same as that of all other proletarian parties: formation of the proletariat into a class, overthrow of the bourgeois supremacy, conquest of political power by the proletariat. Proletariat. Just sounds nicer. The theoretical conclusions of the communists are in no way based on ideas or principles that have been invented or discovered by this or that would-be universal reformer. They merely express in general terms actual relations springing from an existing class struggle, from a historical movement going on under our very eyes. The abolition of existing property relations is not at all a distinctive feature of communism. I repeat, the abolition of existing property relations is not at all a distinctive feature of communism. So many people get that wrong, and it just clearly says that. Should I say it again for the people in the back? Or do you guys understand it? You don't have to share your toothbrush with everyone. That isn't how it works. Trust me, it's not how it works. It literally says that. I guess some people can't read. I myself am not good at reading, but I'm trying. Trying for our fellow comrades. It's getting a little bit too communisty in here. Yeah, not really. I'm actually quite enjoying this. I haven't read it in two or 3 months. I bought it like 2 or 3 months ago. That's that's why. I just liked it to have a paperback. It's kind of ironic. You can just read it online. Uno, dos, tres, cuatro, cinco, seis, siete, ocho, nueve, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. Yeah, I don't like Spanish, by the way. I am alright. Yippee. Where was I? Oh, there we are. All property relations in the past have continually been subject to historical change consequent upon the change in historical condition. Great job, Dan. In historical conditions. The French Revolution, for example, abolished feudal property in favor of bourgeois property. The distinguishing feature of communism is not the abolition of property generally, but the abolition of bourgeois property. But more than bourgeois private property is the final and most complete expression of the system of producing and appropriating products. that is based on class antagonism, on the exploitation of the many by the few. Okay, so, guys, I think we all have come to the understanding by now that communism does not abolish our private property, but the property of the bourgeois. Which isn't your toothbrush. I know, I keep bringing up toothbrush, but I saw a video literally using that as an example. No, that's not how it works. So that's why I'm kind of being insistent on that one. Like, come on guys. Not that hard. Okay. My apologies. Okay, random subject change. My friend's birthday is next week, and I got them the most amazing thing ever. I got them a Hatsune Miku Tamagotchi, and if they don't love it, then I will personally break their everything actually, because it's amazing. If they don't want it, I'll keep it. They like Hatsune Miku and they like Tamagotchi, so it's the perfect present. It's just perfect. Okay, yeah, that was a weird subject change. I just wanted to be like, oh my god, I'm so awesome at giving gifts. Oh, yes. I can hear this baby cry. I'm not wearing the headphones, I'm not wearing my headset, but I can hear that baby cry. Cry louder, please. Please cry louder. So I can legally... I'll sue you for Ruhestörung. I'll sue you for Ruhestörung. Disturbance of silence. That's pretty much what Ruhestörung means, doesn't it? Disturbance of silence. That sounds so weird. You disturbed my silence. Now you pay. In court. Yeah, that's how it goes. It's disturbing the peace. But disturbing the peace sounds like I just launched a nuke. I don't know. Disturbance of peace. Of the peace. Disturbing the peace. Yeah, no, for me it just sounds like I pressed that button and then a fucking nuke launched on my neighbor's house. Because, okay, honestly, if that ever happens, I would understand why they would try to sue me. But still, don't sue me, please. I don't have money. Seriously, I don't make any money. I think I made like $3 off streaming. And Twitch only pays me out if I have 100. So, yeah, that's me, guys. I think disturbance of silence it just sounds so stupid, but that fits. It fits in my opinion. Disturbance of silence. Anyway, I don't know. You know, I'm gonna make a YouTube video of that. What am I supposed to say? Like, what am I supposed to write, like, in the title? I read the Communist Manifesto while trying not to set a baby on fire. And trying not to start to cry, because honestly, I can't take this anymore. Yeah, honestly, I'm just gonna put it in the title like that. Anyway, in this sense, theory of the communists may be summed up in the single sentence. Oh my god, they know what a sentence is. Respect. Abolition of private property. We communists have been reproached with the desire of abolishing the right of personally acquiring property, as the fruit of a man's own labor, which property is alleged to be the groundwork of all personal freedom, activity, and independence. hard-won, self-acquired, self-earned property. Do you mean the property of petty artisan, and of the small peasant, a form of property that preceded the bourgeois form? There is no need to abolish that. There is no need to abolish that. The development of industry has to a great extent already destroyed it, and is still destroying it daily. Or do you mean the modern bourgeois private property? But does wage labor create any property for the laborer? Not one bit. It creates capital, i.e., that kind of property which exploits wage labor, and which cannot increase except upon condition of begetting a new supply of wage labor for fresh exploitation. Property, in its present form, is based on the antagonism of capital and wage labor. Let us examine both sides of this antagonism. To be a capitalist is to have not only a purely personal, but a social status in production. Capital is a collective product, and only by the united action of many members, nay, I still love the word, nay in the last resort, only by the united action of all members of society can it be set in motion. Capital is therefore not only personal, it is a social power. Yes. Sometimes I question what has happened with my life. But then again, this is pretty funny, so I guess it's alright. When therefore capital is converted into common property, into the property of all members of society, personal property is not thereby transformed into social property. It is only the social character of the property that is changed. It loses its class character. Let us now take wage labor. The average price of wage labor is the minimum wage. That quantum of the means of I think that energy drink is seriously gonna kill me. Okay, making bad decisions. Woohoo. Anyway. The quantum of the means of substance, which is absolutely requisite to keep the laborer in bare existence as a laborer, what therefore the wage laborer appropriates by means of his labor merely suffices to prolong and reproduce a bare existence. We by no means intend to abolish this personal appropriation of the products of labor, an appropriation that is made for the maintenance and reproduction of human life, and that leaves no surplus wherewith to command the labor of others. All what we want to do away with is the miserable character of this appropriation, under which the laborer lives merely to increase capital and is allowed to live only in so far as the interest of the ruling class requires it. In bourgeois society, living labor is but a means to increase accumulated labor. In communist society, accumulated labor is but a means to widen, to enrich, to promote the existence of the laborer. In bourgeois society, therefore, the past dominates the present. In communist society, the present dominates the past. In bourgeois society, the capital is independent and has individuality, while the living person is dependent and has no individuality. Yeah, you know, I think we're soon gonna get the puppy, and then I won't be able to read anymore. Wait, on which page am I? Page 56? No, wait, it's 63 out of 122. That's like half of it. Maybe I can, like, finish reading it after the thing. Like I said, who needs sleep anyway? Definitely me, I look like a fucking raccoon. Okay, my friends always say I look like a raccoon, but I think that's more like a vibe thing than a actual look-like thing. You know, I'm just kind of scared that the narrator is gonna pop out of nowhere and it's gonna be like, yeah, puppy, woo! Whilst I'm reading. I trust this man not. Okay. And the abolition of this state of things is called by the bourgeois abolition of individuality and freedom. And rightly so. The abolition of bourgeois individuality, bourgeois independence, and bourgeois freedom is undoubtedly aimed at. Yeah, okay, sorry. By freedom is meant under the present bourgeois condition of production, free trade, free selling, and buying. But if selling and buying disappears, free selling and buying disappears also. This talk about free selling and buying and all the other brave words of our bourgeois about freedom in general have a meaning, if anything. Only in contrast with restricted selling and buying with the feather traders of the Middle Ages, but have no meaning when opposed to the communistic abolition of buying and selling of the bourgeois conditions of production and of the bourgeoisie itself. You are horrified at our intending to do away with private property, but in your existing society, private property is already done away with for 9/10 of the population. Its existence for the few is solely due to non-existence in the hands of those 9/10. You reapproach us, therefore, with intending to do away with a form of property, the necessary condition of whose existence is the non-existence of any property to the immense majority of society. In one word, reapproach us with intending to do away with your property. Precisely so. That is just what we intend. I'm gonna put it with my phone on the table, just in case. But I think we have like 10 more minutes. Around 10 more minutes. Maybe a bit more because I made a little break to get the energy drink. Yeah, it's okay. You know what? I will actually do that. Property shall now be replaced by toothbrush. Wait, I will reread that. Wait, no, there's actually a lot of toothbrushes in there. Okay, wait, let me try that out. From the moment when labor can no longer be converted into capital, money or rent into a social power capable of being monopolized, from the moment when individual toothbrushes can no longer be transformed into bourgeois toothbrushes, into capital, from that moment you say individuality vanishes. You must therefore confess that by individual, you mean no other person than the bourgeois, than the middle-class owner of toothbrush. Toothbrush or toothbrushes? What did you guys prefer? This person must indeed be swept out by the way and made impossible. Communism deprives no man of the power to appropriate the products of society. All that does deprive him of the power of subjugate the labor of others by means of such appropriations. It has been objected that upon the abolition of private toothbrush, all work will cease and universal laziness will overtake us. I'm talking rather loudly. It's like nearly 3 a.m. and I'm talking way too loud. Anyway, I like how, like, the Communist Manifesto pretty much addresses all the critique people have about communism. And I think it's okay if you don't like communism, okay, but at least be right with your facts. You can't just make some shit up and be like, yeah, it's like that, guys. It's not. Have you read that? It's not, like, yeah. It has objected that upon the abolition of private toothbrush, all work will cease and universal laziness will overtake us. According to this, bourgeois society ought long ago to have gone to the dogs through sheer idleness. For those of its members who work acquire nothing, and those who acquire nothing do not work. The whole of this objection is but another expression of the tautology that there can no longer be any wage labor when there were no longer any capital. Oh, wait, they're literally saying that all objections urged against the communistic mode of producing and appropriating material products have in the same way been urged against the communistic mode of producing and appropriating intellectual products, just as to the bourgeois the disappearance of class toothbrush is the disappearance of production itself, the disappearance of class culture is to him identical with the disappearance of all culture. That culture, the loss of which he laments, is for enormous majority a mere training to act as a machine. I think that was beautiful. Alright. Even though I consider this torture, I think this is the most I've enjoyed something in a while, like a stream. Which sounds odd when I said it. It is torture, I think. Like, let alone the face of this baby, look at it. It's terrible. It's also terrible. This is a metaphor for life. So we are the babies. Are we all crawling into the fire? The fiery pits of hell. A lot of people tell me I'm going to hell, so I guess it could be seen that way. When I say a lot of people, it just means some people. I say that as if someone says that to me every day, which is not the case. Well, we could change that, of course, but please don't. You know, I think the dialogue of the narrator should be different when we, like, fuck up saving the baby later, like 2 hours in, because why should we do that on purpose? Besides, if we're, like, massive masochists, which I don't think we are. Like, I can only talk for myself, actually. You know what, I can't even do that. Because, like, you heartless bastard, like, yeah, fits, but I didn't do that on purpose. I'm just an idiot. So I think a little bit of a different dialogue would be appropriate. Maybe I'm just wishing for things that are unnecessary. But yeah, that's my outlook on it. Can this baby please shut the hell up? Is hell considered a swear word? Because, like, you know, the first time I heard people say that damn is a swear word, I was like, huh? Are you kidding me? Because it is? Is it? I don't know. I still don't know. Because I heard someone say that, and I don't know if that's true. Oh my god, why the fuck didn't that work? Well, this had me terrified. And for some reason, this didn't work for a second. I'm really gonna die of a heart attack, aren't I? Hackaroonie. Oh, okay, yeah, you know what? That makes sense. I will memorize that word. You know, it's funny, I can memorize stupid shit like that, but I can't, like, even remember what I did like 5 minutes ago. Besides reading from the Communist Manifesto. But that's okay. Honestly, this would be the perfect angle to just see the baby crawl into the fire. But then again, I would lose, and I honestly hate losing so much. If you haven't noticed that, yeah. Stop fucking crying, bitch. Where? I don't wanna hear it. Honestly, this baby could be just a jump scare. It would work. If I'd see that like in a Five Nights at Freddy's game, I would just pass away. I would just like die. I like how I just said like the same thing twice, just in different words. Which wasn't my intention. Okay, we are back. I wanted to say I would pass out, not pass away. Okay, wait, yeah, now that makes more sense. Both make sense, honestly. Just imagine seeing this baby suddenly appear. Like that, just a little bit more terrifying. Would be terrifying. You know, I should make like a sub goal, like 10 subs, and I'm gonna read the German version of the Communist Manifesto live on stream. Yeah, that sounds like a good sub goal. No way, that doesn't even... Yeah, give me money so I can talk about communism. Yeah. Great idea. Okay. Okay, seriously. When are we gonna hit the 2-hour mark? Please? Should be any minute now, shouldn't it? Can't even check that. Oh my god, thank you. Wait, I have to... Okay. Now it's getting serious, guys. Are we ready? Just take a sip. I love the taste of a heart attack. Okay. A little bit of stretching. A little bit of motivational speech. We can do it! And we continue. The game isn't incomplete, you're just a hackaroonie. You're just a bit of a hackaroonie. stupid ass puppy. I honestly, I would have been so fine with just doing that for 4 hours. For 10 hours even. But no, a puppy. It's an ugly puppy, it's a beagle. Okay, I like beagles. Did you guys know that Snoopy is a beagle?
Click the second button to avert the puppy's death. In addition to the playlist. This is it, Stanley. Art. I did it. Video games are art. But you have got 2 hours or so to go, so I'll better get to that. No time to waste when there is such a meaningful game to be played.
We got the music.
Mon ami.
Son of a bitch. I hope. I'm probably gonna take a break sooner or later because no, not a, oh my god, oh my, no, fuck. Welcome back to my I'm reading the Communist Manifesto stream. This is where we read the Communist Manifesto and not do anything else because No, because this is sad. This is the biggest disappointment of my life. I should make an apology video just for that. This is Oh my god, du fucking Hurensohn. Okay, no, okay, no, okay. This is on me. Obviously. I can't do this. I can't. Okay. Wait. Literally, oh my god. This is the worst. This is the worst thing that ever happened to me. I'm sorry for the bad lighting. I didn't plan on doing anything of that. I planned to have this finished like about now. But no, of course not. Why? Apologize to me. No, I'm not gonna make an apology video. They're gonna make an apology video for me. I deserve it. You are gonna cry. You are gonna make me cry. I don't want to do this anymore. I hate you. I hate this. Oh my god. I hate this so much. You know, I was confident. Last few minutes, I was like, yeah, you know what? I can do this. Just 2 more hours. But then, a failure. Again. Just, no. Just no. Man. Oh man. I can't. This is so stupid, guys. Oh no. I hate this. You know what? I'm gonna call this video "Grilling a Baby Whilst Reading a Communist Manifesto" because this is just pretty much what this is, isn't it? And destroying my mental health. That I probably should also add. This is ridiculous. Oh my god. Where's my ukulele? Oh wait, I don't have one. No apology video after all. Sorry guys. I feel just empty. This is sad. Guys. Okay. I have an idea. I have an idea. We are gonna continue to play, but we're not gonna do the achievement. But we're gonna... Okay, I promise to you guys, we're gonna do the achievement before next year. Or at least I will try again and hopefully succeed. But I have an idea right now. I have an idea. Okay, let me start the Stanley Parable again. Oh my god. Okay. I'm so sorry, guys. Like, seriously. This is painful. Okay. Stanley's tiny spiders. Destruction of... Where is my mental health? Return to baby. No. A door to runner. Okay. Yeah, no, you know what? This is oh my god. Yeah, this is how I feel. If you have any concerns about how I feel, this is it. This is it. Especially, like, the moment I turned around from that stupid button, I noticed it's not pressed. That's why I tried to turn around. But no, that stupid baby wanted to die. Huh? Huh? That this is not what I had planned. Hold on.
What's this?
Yeah, what is this? This wasn't what I want.
8. 8. 8.
8.
8. The Stanley Parable 8? 8. No. This doesn't look right at all.
What do you have against the number 8?
The Parable takes place in an office building. There are doors and branching paths. This is just a button that says 8. Where did the Stanley Parable go? 8. 8. 8. 8. 8. 8. 8. 8.
Narrator. I wanted to read the Communist Manifesto, not do whatever the hell this is. Not that I don't enjoy this. I am always open for new lore, but...
8. 8. Well, I'm looking around and I really can't find the game anywhere.
You can't find the game.
Office or mind control facility or
What do you mean?
Literally just this 8 button. And what's worse is that you seem to be having a better time with this nonsense game than with
Well,
the
yeah,
story I wrote.
it was torture.
Actually a little insulted. 8.
Yeah, because it was torture.
8. 8. 8. 8. 8. 8. 8. 8. 8. Well, I don't know what happened to the Stanley Parable or what the 8 button is, but apparently you're having a riveting time with it. And frankly, I don't even want to pander to someone who finds this enjoyable. So with that, I guess just go ahead and enjoy the...
I know, but I wanted to do the Zen ending so I can read the Communist Manifesto while we're in the Zen room.
8.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, siete, ocho, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
8.
Is there anything gonna happen? I'm confused.
8.
Hey, what the hell is happening?
8.
Stanley Parable. What the hell? Stanley Parable 8. Is it just...
8. 8. 8. 8. 8. 8. 8.
Is this just gonna be it? An infinite amount of 8s? Wait, no, that sounds really weird. With my pronunciation, that sounded really weird.
8.
8.
8. 8. 8.
8.
8. 8. 8. 8. 8. 8. 8. 8. 8. 8. 8. 8. 8. 8.
Is anything gonna happen? Narrator, are you just gonna leave me in a room full of 8s? 8.
8. 8.
Apparently so.
8. 8. 8. 8. 8. 8. 8. 8. 8. 8. 8. 8.
Wait, can we quit to menu? Begin the game? Not. No. Quit to menu. Settings. I don't know why I went to settings. What the hell is gonna happen? Nothing. Credits. Damn you guys, by the way. No, I don't want to play the epilogue. I don't want to play the epilogue. But why did you press the epilogue then? You know what, guys? You know what?
Hold on. What's this?
You know what? Shut up, narrator. This is gonna be it. I'm done. I'm so fucking done with this. I'm so done. I just wanted to enjoy this, wanted to get the sweet success, but no. Now all I have is 2 more failures in my life. Hey! At least I got the number 8 as well. Isn't that amazing, guys? Isn't that amazing? Oh wait, it is not. It is literally just the number 8. A good number, not gonna lie, on its own. Okay, guys, no, seriously. Seriously, I'm really done right now. I'm tired as fuck. And this is definitely not gonna work out today with the 4 hour. Well, technically I played it 4 hours. I just took a little break halfway through and then restarted. But it counts as 4 hours. You know, if it's for me, it says I've been streaming for 4 hours and 38 minutes. I know the stream broke down at one point, but oh my god. Nonetheless, I've enjoyed this, and okay, no, seriously, if you guys want me to read the Communist Manifesto, just say so, because I'll gladly do so. Because honestly, that was like the most fun part besides, like, yeah, no, actually, that really was the most fun part. I still had a good time. This is gonna be up on YouTube at some point. If you're seeing this on YouTube, I'm so sorry you had to witness this. And yeah, like I said, I will definitely try to get the ending before New Year's. Maybe we're gonna make a New Year's special. It's just gonna be me for 16 hours trying to get that stupid ending. Okay, yeah, let's hope not. And so, yeah, thanks for being here. Even though this was kind of a mess, I'm gonna get myself some actual energy from sleeping, and maybe, not just maybe, definitely, we will be able to handle this challenge anew another day. And I'll see you next time. Bye.